Evolution of Jake Sully. Jacob Sully, also called Jake, makes his debut appearance in the 2009 live-action sci-fi movie Avatar, which became one of the most famous and highest-grossing productions of all time, as the central protagonist, portrayed by Sam Worthington. Here he appears in the form of a human and an avatar of the species Na'vi. As a human, he appears as a relatively young, white male with short dark hair and a disability in the form of a paralysis of his lower body, caused by an injury during his time as a soldier in the Marine Forces, while in his avatar form, he obtains blue skin, a big stature, long black hair, and recovers his ability to walk. In terms of personality, even though his military experience left him with serious psychological and emotional problems, he can still display kindness, humorousness, adventurousness, and care for others, in addition to his own unique traits like his intelligence, resourcefulness, and determination. With his physical abilities deriving from his training as a soldier, giving him his various combat skills in numerous configurations, field resilience, and adaptability to new environments. In the story, the details of his past aren't revealed, but it is known that he's a former Marine and also had a twin brother, Tom, whom he eventually replaces after his death in his work with the U.S. Resources Development Administration as an operator of an avatar of the Na'vi, who are a species of sapient humanoids located on the moon Pandora, where the RDA mines a valuable mineral, unobtanium, tasked with infiltrating the Na'vi and finding a way of getting to the unobtanium-rich zone under their home tree as quickly and easily as possible, even at the cost of the native people if necessary, to which he initially agrees, having a prejudice against them and considering them primitive. However, in the course of the movie, as he learns to live alongside them in their world, as well as gets acquainted with the local people and their worldview of life, while also falling in love with Neytiri, who's a princess in her Na'vi tribe, he gradually changes his perspective on both the people and the nature, realizing their higher value and importance over selfish human desires and greed, and begins to fight for them, joined by several other humans and even the Pandoran wildlife itself, eventually managing to successfully expel the humans from the moon, getting recognized and accepted for this by the Na'vi as a result, though with a loss of many people, both the humans and the Na'vi, as well as getting permanently transferred into his avatar, allowing him to continue his life on Pandora among his new family and people. Then, Jake reappears in the animated sketch comedy show Mad, making cameos in several episodes, such as in the very first one, Avatar/CSI Carly, which includes a spoofed version of the first Avatar movie story where his name is changed to Jake Smelly and the Na'vi look similar to cats. Or in So You Think You Can Train Your Dragon How to Dance, Jake comes with his Banshee to participate in the dance competition between dragons and their trainers. Next, Jake can be seen in the stop-motion animated sketch comedy TV series Robot Chicken in the episode Big Trouble in Little Clerks 2, where he appears in the parody of the original movie, dancing alongside Neytiri and Blue Monkey on Pandora. In the animated comedy TV series Family Guy, Jake cameos in the episode Grumpy Old Man during the theater watching of the first movie, where some people ask whether he's blue because he's cold. Jake appears next in the 2022 live-action movie sequel, Avatar: The Way of Water, which shared the success of the first movie, earning its place among the top 10 movies of 2022, again as the main character, played by Sam Worthington. Here he now appears with much thicker dreadlocks, similar to Neytiri's, as well as different attire, such as additional necklaces, bracelets, and new pieces of clothing, as well as a more mature, less reckless personality as compared to before, prompted by his experience of becoming a father and a leader of his clan. In the story, set 16 years after the events of the first movie, Jake has successfully settled into peaceful living with his family at the Omatikaya village on Pandora as its leader, having 2 sons and 2 daughters, one of whom, Kiri, is adopted after she was born from his former deceased work partner and friend, Grace Augustine's avatar. However, soon their harmony of life gets overturned after they learn that the humans from the RDA are on their way to return to Pandora, but this time much stronger and with the much more nefarious and drastic goal of taking over and relocating permanently to the planet. After realizing that Jake himself might be the target of the human retaliation for his betrayal of them in the past, he decides to separate from his clan and venture with his family to a coral reef island, which is the home to the Metkayina clan, whose lifestyle is adapted to an aquatic habitat, to hide and protect his clan from being found. And then, after their passionate plea for help, Jake and his family get reluctantly accepted into the village of Awa'atalu, where he continues to learn important lessons of cooperation and adaptation to a new environment, combined with the responsibility and hard task of parenting his children while they all try to learn the Metkaina way of water and continue living peacefully among the clan. But inevitably, the humans soon reach the island after destroying and killing many on their way, prompting Jake and the others to defend themselves in a heated and very difficult battle, ending in them ejecting the humans again, but at a high cost of many, including his and Neytiri's son Netium, bringing them a lot of grief and sorrow as a result of this horrible situation. At the end, after he and his family get respectfully identified as part of the Metkaina clan, he vows to protect them as his new family and also has an epiphany that now he can no longer run away from the RDA and must fight them to finally regain the long-lasting peace and harmony again. Finally, Jake reappears in the 2025 live-action sequel movie Avatar: Fire and Ash, reprising his original role and portrayed by Sam Worthington. In the story, happening 1 year after he and his family settled amongst the Metkaina clan, he continues his struggle of finding and preserving peace and harmony among the different people as well as within his own family, especially after the death of his son, which has kept weighing on them all heavily ever since. Soon, however, their lives again suddenly become engulfed in a conflict, but which now escalates to a never-before-seen level, including not only the opposing humans, but also a new, aggressive Na'vi tribe called the Ash People, led by the fearsome leader, Varang, who has allied with them to bring their dominance and ruthless rule and subjugation over the entire Pandora, prompting Jake, his family, and their friends to try to work together in order to put an end to such a devastating state of the world once and for all.